Alright, what's up guys? Monkey Demon 109 here, bringing you another Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer gameplay, or ACBM for short. Now, this game isn't really the best because I was using the gun and I was being really dumb with the gun at certain points for no other reason than I didn't know how to use it. That's not really an excuse. I mean, it's just a really bad gameplay, but I wanted to show it anyway just to kind of, you know,
your objective is to
make it,
assign targets.
you know, kind of mesh with this commentary a little bit more. Anyway, let's go over what I'm using right now. The persona I'm using is the footpad. The abilities I'm using is the deadly gun and the long-lasting smoke bomb. The perks I'm using are overall cooldowns and blender. The kill streak I'm using is the silent 3 kill, and the loss streak I'm using is the reset cooldowns. Now, you know, I don't know. Okay, so, you know, as always, all of those descriptions will be in the box below, so you can tell, you know, what they are and everything. And, you know, I don't really want to talk about this gameplay in general. I want to talk about, you know, what I'm going to do now. So, I have to be honest with you, I don't want to play this game anymore. It's getting really old for me. It's boring. Whether or not I'm playing good people or bad people, or, you know, if I come in first or 8th, it doesn't really matter. To me, the game is boring. It's just, you know, it's not exactly slow, but it's just, there's a lot of balance issues that need to be corrected. And, you know, I guess first I'll go over some of the problems that I'm kind of seeing, and then I'll go over, you know, ways that I think that they could be improved. So one of the problems is the different ways that you can kill somebody. So you can kill somebody, you know, on the ground. You can walk up towards them and stab them. You can kill them by jumping off of a building and, you know, slashing their throat on top of them. There's not really much they can do about it. And so I was trying to think about this, and I was like, okay, well, you know, I mean, they want to, I don't know what their goal is. I don't know if they really want to discourage people from getting up on rooftops and everything, since being on a rooftop makes it, you know, kind of obvious on exactly who you are. And so, you know, I was wondering of different ways to change this so that it's not, you know, so easy to kill somebody when you're off a rooftop, or so easy to find somebody when you're on a rooftop or something. And so, you know, one way would be to decrease the points of an aerial kill. So say, like, if you do an aerial kill, it'll be 150 points maximum, no matter if they're incognito or whatever, because sometimes if you're incognito with somebody and you jump off a roof and kill them, you still get 400 points because they're unaware of you. And I was thinking about this a little bit more, and I was like, well, you know, I don't know if them, you know, making a aerial kill 150 points maximum is the way to go, because then that completely encourages people to only kill others on the ground, and that's not, you know, you don't, when you're playing a game, you don't want to force. You don't want to feel like you're being forced to play a certain way. So instead, I was thinking about this, and I was like, well, what if they made it so that you, when you jump off a roof and you land, depending on how far you jump, elevation-wise, you would get hurt more. So let's say that if you jumped off of a one-story building and you fell to the ground, the effects would be somewhat similar to throwing knives. So you would have you would fall down, and then you would have like a 10% decreased speed. So you would be able to walk up to 90% of your normal speed for, let's say, like a second or something. And so if you jump off of a 2-story building, you'll be able to walk 90% of your speed, and that will happen for like 2.5 seconds. and you know, so on. So 3-story, you know, like I don't know, like 4 seconds or something maybe. And you know, I thought that would be a good way. I mean, it would discourage people from being on rooftops, but it wouldn't, at the same time, you wouldn't like not want to go up there every once in a while. So I don't know, that was just one idea I had. Another problem in this game is sprinters. So there are some people who sprint continuously. It's super irritating because, you know, most of the point of this game, in my eyes at least, is being stealthy and making sure that people don't know that you're coming. And here I just made a dumb mistake. This is completely my fault. But anyway, so you know, when you're sprinting around, you know, that's not being stealthy. I mean, it's being obvious. And when I try to kill somebody who is sprinting, it's incredibly hard to do because they're just running around like a chicken with its head cut off. And you know, so I was thinking, instead of having an unlimited sprint, you would have, you know, sprint for a limited time. So you would be able to sprint for, you know, just a random number, let's say like 10 seconds or something. And you know, after that, you'd have to walk for, you know, whatever, like 3 seconds or something. And I was thinking that might be a good way to, you know, discourage sprinting all the time. You know, again, I'm not sure this is a great idea, since you don't want to force players to play a specific way. You kind of want, you know, room for levers. So if you want to be a sprinter, it would be more like sprint for, you know, at a good moment in the game. Like, don't just sprint randomly, sprint when you need to. Another thing that I was thinking about is to alter like how points are distributed between skills. And so I would think that one of the most used abilities, if you're of the correct level, would be poison. And the reason why that would be is because it's really easy to use. It's, you know, I mean, it's easy to use. You get a bunch of points for it. For the base poison, you get plus 200 points for just no reason other than using it. If you use slow acting poison, you get 300. And slow acting poison is just a second and a half more. That, to me, is pretty ridiculous. Like, I just can't understand, you know, the logic behind that. If you use a gun, no matter, or almost no matter what, you're going to get 100 points. I think the only way to get more than 100 points is if you shoot them while they're in midair. And, you know, that is incredibly hard to do. I've never done it before. I've tried a couple times, but, you know, it just doesn't work out. Like, I can't get to them fast enough. And, I mean, that alone tells you that they want you to use things like poison and not things like guns, sorry. And I mean, when you're making a game, if you want somebody to not use something, then why would you even put it in? It's one of those things where it's like kind of weird. You know, I don't know. It's hard to say. You know, at the same time, there's certain abilities where it's just like, why would you use this for anything other than defense, or why would you ever use this for anything other than offense? And I think it'd be really nice if, you know, there's a majority at least of the abilities could be used for either defense or offense. So when I say offense, I mean abilities like the gun or poison, where there's no possible way to use it when you're trying to evade somebody. So I guess the way that you could use a gun is, you know, I don't know, maybe you could shoot like an object or something. And so if you shot like an urn, or if you shot like a piece of rope that made something come collapsing down or something like that, then all of the NPCs around you would start running away everywhere. I think that would be a really cool thing to implement. And for poison, I don't know, maybe you could have like a poison gas thing. So, you know, if you say that you have like a vial of poison, and then you throw it on the ground, it breaks, and a bunch of poison gas comes out, and it doesn't actually like kill anyone, it just slows them down a little bit, and not even that much. I don't know. You wouldn't want it to be the same as Smoke Bomb.
30 seconds remaining.
But maybe it just like makes their screen go blurry. So they wouldn't exactly slow down, but they would slowly get like more and more blurry or something. And lose control of their characters a little bit. I don't know. That's just some ideas. And then like for perks and stuff, you know, have like a perk that for the whole jumping thing, you know, you recover quicker. Or for, you know, sprinting, you can sprint longer a little bit. You know, stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know what's a good idea. But anyway, so sorry this game's kind of crap. It just shows you, you know, some abilities just aren't built the same, built as good. But anyway, I finished third in this game with 7 kills and a 3,300 score. The first place person was 7 kills with 4,200, and second place was 7 kills with 3,650. This is a very good example of it's not the kind of kills you do, it's how you do it. So the first 3 players got 7 kills, but the scores are very, very different. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.